Dormammu's toying with the Reality Stone's power. He's altering the fundamental properties of this dimension, right down to our perception of it. Dormammu has imbued these mindless ones with his own essence. They won't be nearly as easy to defeat.
한 번만 떴다고. To watch your step next time. I may not always be here to catch you. Dormammu is immune to the magic born in this dimension, but the Reality Stone has created an anomaly. Dark crystals that we can use to absorb and reflect Dormammu's energy, if we can find them. These are the crystals I spoke of. I can sense that you carry similar ones already. We should be able to use these to erect a mystical shield. The crystals are fused into the Mindless One's stone forms. Perhaps we can remove them, but not without a fight. Block their attack and absorb the energy. The crystals are more fragile than I expected, but there should be more as we traverse closer to Dormammu and the stone.
All of these winding paths and warp holes are giving me a bloody migraine.
I'm beginning to think I should have stayed in hell.
어딨어? 여기 있네.
근데 여기로 못 간 것 같은데? 아니 뭐야 난 도전을 거기다 안 했는데
Missiles deployed. Mjolnir's might! Thrusters full power! Thrusters full power! I'll crush you all!
Dormammu's toying with the Reality Stone's power. He's altering the fundamental properties of this dimension, right down to our perception of it.
오케이.
The Kingpin had no idea the power he possessed. But I've been watching, and I now know what these crystals can do in more experienced hands. Here, let me show you.
뭐야 얘.
You heroes have no idea what you found, do you? I was keeping my eyes on you, but perhaps the time has come for fists instead. Crystals, isolate, call them what you will. Soon, they'll all be mine. And you thought one of me was hard to handle. The one true Loki doesn't crumble under pressure. I should have thought this through a bit more. You shouldn't have been able to do that. You are victorious. Take your spoils. I must admit, this alliance you've built is quite inspiring. Perhaps I should craft one of my own.
뭐야 무섭게.
Well, that was certainly unusual. Anyone know what that was all about?
All that matters is that he is gone, that we have his crystals, and that Dormammu lies ahead.
Dormammu's lair is near. Focus the energy from the crystals to destroy his enchanted barrier. We can't delay. Dormammu's shield must be broken. We can absorb their attacks with the crystals and redirect the energy at the barrier. We'll need more crystals to destroy the barrier. Luckily, the mindless
쏴줘.
ones are bringing them right to us.
쏴줘, 쏴줘, 쏴줘.
Fire repulsor! Fire repulsor!
Fantastic. The barrier is beginning to weaken.
아니 왜 부적이란 게 없어? 쏴줘. 아 진짜. 이거는 없잖아. 아.
We have liftoff!
아 진짜.
One down!
아니 뭔데 이거?
Well, that was certainly unusual. Anyone know what that was all about?
All that matters is that he is gone, and we have his
전부 다
crystals,
빙빙bingo 하는 것도
and
아니고.
that Dormammu lies ahead.
Dormammu's lair is near. Focus the energy from the crystals to destroy his enchanted barrier. We can't delay. Dormammu's shield must be broken. We can absorb their attacks with the crystals and redirect the energy at the barrier. We'll need more crystals to destroy the barrier. Luckily, the mindless ones are bringing them right to us. Fantastic. The barrier is beginning to weaken. We're almost there. Just a bit more.
아씨.
We've reached the barrier. Nowhere left to hide now, Dormammu.
We have liftoff!
accustomed to chaos, but this realm makes even my head spin.
You know, I'm suddenly kind of glad I didn't have those tacos after all, because I'd probably be spewing them back into my mask about now.
Your journey ends here. The future holds only darkness for you and all of reality. Which sorcerer is truly supreme, Stephen?
I have Dormammu, and he is about to extinguish your flame once and for all.
아니 왜 이해가
In my own realm, you are either exceptionally brave or insanely foolish.
Power!
Impressive, but not nearly enough to defeat me.
We're not doing any damage. Use the crystals to absorb his beams and create an opening for attack. See that coming. Keep it up.
I'm tired of these games. You shall learn that Dormammu is always the victor, no matter the reality. This is my domain. None should be able to defeat me here.
Time to go home then, yeah? That wasn't the plan, love. I'm not a hero like you. Just a girl who happens to hunt the things that go bump in the night. And it's been a long night. From everything I've heard, he does sound like a bit of a monster himself. Oh, fine. But if we kill him, I get to keep his head for my trophy room. Deal?
If only that were the last of him. He always does. He's lived for centuries thanks to the foul magic in this place. We've only made him angrier. We get the Reality Stone as far away from here as possible. I think I can help with that. Good. Take a moment to regroup, and we'll depart this wretched place once and for...
This was all my... We never would have ended up in this terrible dimension if my magic wasn't so volatile. Maybe you're right. My hexes may not always have the expected results, but I suppose they still manage to get the job done. Of course, I remain forever by your...
What a dread... Oh, it still stands strong. It has merely been temporarily trumped.
You cannot destroy the darkness.
He's right, Juno. Dormammu feeds off this dimension's endless arcane energies. He can't die in this place. But we most definitely can. And if Dormammu spills this black magic into our world, he would be unstoppable there too. Of course, without the Reality Stone, he can't merge our dimensions together. And without the darkness to fuel him, he wouldn't last long. So, if I can open a portal back to our plane of existence, perhaps we can take the stone somewhere safe. Or at least somewhere safer than this.
We came here to escape the chaos of Earth. Our people were trapped at the heart of far too many conflicts over the centuries. Assailed from all sides by those who wish to harm or exploit us. Only by removing ourselves from their world could we ever truly hope to find peace. So, tell us, my dear sister.
Medusa.
Why have you opened our doors to the same chaos we fought so hard to leave behind?
No matter how we may try to cut ourselves off from our home planet, my queen, we still have friends and allies who need our help. Who are we to ignore their plight?
We are Inhumans. As both humans and mutants alike have repeatedly reminded us, we stand alone. And unless your friends can convince the king otherwise, so do they.
Something bothering you, friend? Don't mind my sister. She can be a bit stubborn, but Medusa's heart is always in the right place. It's the king you have to worry about. Let's just say Black Bolt gave Adelan's last uninvited guests a free tour of the moon, without oxygen masks. Yeah, I guess it is, isn't it? Lucky for you, he's in a good mood today. I think. He's a bit hard to read since he doesn't talk. But you'll probably be...
말하면 너 뒤져.
For the sake of my sister, I will hear what you have come to say. But I guarantee no more. Now speak. We know of these stones, and the fact that you would bring them here puts all of Adeline in jeopardy. Such recklessness is typical of your kind. That time has long since passed. We have been hunted by humans for centuries. The scars from our war with the mutants are still fresh. The only allies we have left dwell within this city. The Inhumans hide from no one. Our removal from Earth was a strategic maneuver for the protection of our people. I cannot. Adelon may be among the stars now, but Earth will always be our home. Our cousin Gorgon will escort.
Find him.
Has all of Adelon gone mad? Yeah. Hurry. We must deliver him to the infirmary at once. If we don't get Gorgon some help fast, he's not going to make it.
Thane! Gorgon has been gravely wounded. You must attend to him immediately.
I'll see what I can do, Your Majesty. There you go, big guy. This should stop the bleeding. Before you know it, you'll be back on your feet. Or hooves.
Some sort of amber. Intriguing. I don't believe we've had the pleasure, young man. Huh? Oh.
Few have. Thane came to us from the Inhuman colony of Orelon, seeking sanctuary.
Sanctuary? From what, pray tell?
Not what, but rather whom.
My father. Turns out he's a maniacal alien warlord bent on universal
아 맞다,
domination.
타노스
But for some
아들이지.
reason, he really wants me dead. His name is Thanos. If you're lucky, you've never heard of him.
Luck hasn't exactly been on our side today, my boy. But I have a feeling that may be about to change.
Oh, hey there! How are you doing? Because I'm currently hanging out on the moon with the Inhuman royal family, and I'm totally trying not to freak out. Well, yeah, but I'm an Inhuman who lives in Jersey City. These are Inhumans who live on the moon. There's a big difference. Not that I know of. But I do have their poster on my bedroom wall. Because I have school, and the commute from the moon to Jersey kinda stinks. Ooh, unless they're willing to loan me Lockjaw on weekdays. I'll get right on it. You know, once our current universe-shattering dilemma is all wrapped up.
Sorry about all the craziness here. Family, am I right? They're a bit intense, but they mean well. Black Bolt and Medusa do whatever it takes to keep Adelan safe. Even if it means they sometimes forget about everyone else. I didn't really. Sure, I may be a bit more willing to reach out and help my fellow heroes, but at the end of the day, I'm still an Inhuman. Will always. Yeah, well, there is.
My deepest apologies. Adelan was built... Alpha Primitives. They were a subclass of the Inhuman race. That is a harsh way of putting it. I have my suspicion.
Salutations, my tenacious teammate. Merely a hypothesis, but having the progeny of our nemesis as an ally could prove it. Indeed. In fact, it might become more beneficial in our quest than you can currently comprehend. Of course, I will... Fear not. I once collaborated with the Inhumans to evaluate the effects of their Terrigen Mist on my fellow mutants. Much of my equipment is still here in Adelan. Performing scientific studies on the moon isn't work. It's my...
Well, do you have something to say? I do not. Despite popular belief, Thanos is not my true father. He slaughtered my species and took me from my homeworld, kicking and screaming. As he did to all his so-called children, myself and Nebula included. No, I've never seen him before, but I have heard whispers of one true heir. Whispers Thanos himself Thanos worships death. To him, creating life is not an honor. It is an... You have no idea, but you...
How can I? So I'm told. I've never actually met him, and I can't say I'm too upset about that fact, seeing that he tried to have me killed as soon as he found out about me. A bit of both. My mother was an Inhuman from the lost city of Orlon. After the Black Order decimated our colony to get to me, I had only legends, and none of them end well. If my let's hope so.